It's quite embarrassing. Internet reacts to the backlash faced by K-pop Demon Hunters director for mentioning BLACKPINK's Jennie. K-pop Demon Hunters director Maggie Kang received backlash from fans for seemingly mentioning BLACKPINK's Jennie while discussing the inspirations behind the character Rumi. The Netflix movie took over social media following its release on June 20, 2025, especially among K-pop fans, as the creators hinted that it was heavily influenced by Korean pop music culture and groups. On June 27, 2025, at About Music on X posted that the main character, Rumi, a K-pop idol in the group Huntr, was reportedly influenced by BLACKPINK's Jennie. Maggie Kang made a quote retweet on June 28, 2025, clarifying that the Rumi singer was not the only artist who inspired Rumi and that the list of references was too long to pinpoint specific traits or visuals. She wrote, "Rumi was inspired by many leading ladies, some not even K-pop. Names are going around individual idols plus groups BC we only said, yes, as they were mentioned by interviewer to us but list of inspo for both Huntr and Saja Boys is endless. This has been clarified by us to press." Maggie Kang's response did not sit well with many Jennie fans, who criticized her and the K-pop Demon Hunters team for using the BLACKPINK rapper for clout. However, some netizens reacted to the backlash, pointing out that Kang never said Jennie wasn't an influence and pushed back against the hate directed at the director on X. "Imagine having a tantrum because the director didn't say what you wanted them to say. Y'all act like 12 yo in Kurtz, it's quite embarrassing," a fan said. "Everyone saying her design was inspired by one individual has no idea how character design works. I am sure there's 10 plus references for her at minimum," a user added. "You can't enjoy any other medias without making it after faves and crashing out whenever reality checks you. Clout this, clout that. Have you ever stopped to think? Not everything, every media, every entertainments, are about clout," a netizen stated. In particular, Jennie's fans were upset that Kang responded only to the tweet mentioning the BLACKPINK rapper. Some of them criticized the production team of K-pop Demon Hunters for reportedly using the singer's songs and references to promote the film. "Maybe you and your team hinting about Rumi being Jennie a week before for marketing purposes, sharing stories on how Hilt was the reference behind a particular scene. Now that the show took off, it's better to keep everything in fog," a user mentioned. "So you couldn't say this under the others? Or the one that had all of them together in one post? But your bitter self had to only reply under Jennie's post to get that limelight. While keeping Jennie the main focus of your post," a fan wrote. "Now that the film's a success, they're denying everything related to a particular idol and gaslighting the fans who actually remember everyone except BTS. Gotta admit, the clout chase worked out for them in the end. Well played," a netizen wrote. Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters takes over international music charts with its soundtrack. K-pop Demon Hunters follows the story of girl group Huntr, who are secretly demon hunters. With the help of their music, they protect their fans and audience. The group faces a new threat when the boy group Saja Boys quickly rises to fame with their song Soda Pop. However, they are demons planning to take away the souls of Huntr fans. K-pop Demon Hunters is accompanied by a soundtrack album including songs like Golden, Your Idol, What It Sounds Like, and Takedown, sung by Twice's Jonghyun, Jihyo, and Chaeyoung. On June 29, 2025, the soundtrack entered the Billboard 200 chart at number 8, becoming the first soundtrack released in 2025 to reach the top 10. Additionally, it is the highest charting Netflix animated film soundtrack released this year. K-pop Demon Hunters. Was Rumi's character inspired from BLACKPINK's Jennie? Director slammed by netizens for using singer's name for clout. Story highlights. The makers of K-pop Demon Hunters is facing the heat from netizens after they are being accused of using BLACKPINK Jennie's name as clout. Netflix's latest animated movie, K-pop Demon Hunters, has been creating buzz ever since it was released on June 20. Directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Apilhans, it is based on a story conceived by Kang. The film showcases Korean folklore and culture. There have been rumors for quite some time that character Rumi was inspired by BLACKPINK member Jennie. But, the rumors have fueled more as the team dropped her name many times. In regard to this, the makers are now facing backlash from netizens for using Jennie's name as clout. BLACKPINK Jennie's name used for clout sparks anger among netizens. Director Maggie Kang had recently addressed these claims and wrote on X, "Rumi was inspired by many leading ladies, some not even K-pop. Names are going around individual idols plus groups BC we only said, yes, as they were mentioned by interviewer to us but list of inspo for both Huntr and Saja Boys is endless. This has been clarified by us to press." But, Blinks did not like it and saw this piece of information in a negative light, and accused the makers of using Jennie's name for popularity. One user wrote, "Just say that you got the clout you needed and go." Another user wrote, "Running with what was only said. Then why mention her name in the first place? Oh, I get you all needed the clout. We can see that you are not professional enough." However, other sections of people backed the makers and said that miscommunication had happened. One user wrote, "No Jennie, no clout LMAO." Another user wrote, "This is weird. All about K-pop Demon Hunters." K-pop Demon Hunters, as per director Kang, was to create a story inspired by her Korean heritage, which drew elements of mythology, demonology, and K-pop to craft a culturally rooted film. It tells the story of a world-renowned K-pop girl group, who balance their lives in the spotlight with their secret identities as demon hunters. The film stars the voices of Arden Cho, Ahn Hyo-sep, Mei Hong, Ji Young-yu, Yoonjin Kim, Daniel Dae Kim, Ken Jeong, and Lee Byung-hun. The soundtrack features original songs by several talents and a score composed by Marcelo Zarvis. K-pop Demon Hunters was released on June 20, 2025, on Netflix. Jennie's solo merch raises eyebrows after comparison to BLACKPINK's tour items. BLACKPINK's Jennie is gaining attention after netizens compared her solo merch with Deadline tour merch from BLACKPINK. Netizens find that Jennie's solo merch has a trendy and modern aesthetic that makes it wearable even as a non-fan. You might not even know it was music merch at first glance, as it feels like fashion-forward pieces. Meanwhile, BLACKPINK's World Tour Deadline merch has the same logo reprinted on various items, with the only difference being the color: black, white, and pink. Netizens find that YG Entertainment's merch lacks creativity and soul in comparison to Jennie's merch. "If you didn't tell me, I'd just think it was a regular outfit. It looks so pretty." YG really seems to think that as long as they slap the BLACKPINK logo on something and mix black and pink, everyone will buy it. Jennie's seriously still the top queen lol. A few middle-aged women in the comments are having meltdowns and foaming at the mouth. It's hilarious. Her sense of aesthetics is so on point.